What's some brutally honest advice you'd give on anything? Write in the comments what you think about this. Enjoy the show. Story 1. Kindness is a learned skill. Some people absolutely refuse to learn it and choose to be malicious. Learn to be kind and malicious. Kindness and malice goes on a scale, and you have every right to choose how you express it to each individual. But try to be at least a little kind to strangers, even ones you heard rumors about. But don't hesitate to return any malice towards someone known for being malicious. My rule of thumb is 3 strikes, but you should also learn how to differentiate malice from stupidity, ignorance. Note this applies to people you know in person. Please leave celebrities and influencers alone if you disagree with them. Story 2. Most of the time, other people really aren't thinking about you that much, but they're just as eager as you are to know what you're thinking of them. So don't sweat what everyone else thinks so much, and be generous with signs of approval and interest in others. That combination is more or less a cheat code for being liked and respected. Story 3. The reality is that your value as a person to other people in society is what you have to offer them. People usually dismiss that immediately as cynical and selfish, but I'm not just talking money or possessions. Your value at your job is your skill set. Your value to your friends and family is companionship and support. Your value to your partner is love, physical touch, and emotional bond. Your value to your children is teaching, guidance, and support, so on and so on. If you can't or won't offer these things to society and the people in your lives, you will either not attain them or lose them. Too often, too many people get into the main character mindset and expect these things are owed to them by default, forgetting that nearly every person in their lives are subconsciously thinking the same thing about them. What do you have to offer me? Story 4, he's just not that into you. If someone is interested in you romantically, they will make you a priority. If they're always working, too busy, have to go to the gym, are out of town, etc., the reality is they're just not that into you. Move on. Don't pine for a person who is never going to return your feelings. Life is far, far too short. Story 5. As crazy as it sounds, and as annoying as it is, sometimes being grateful is the perspective you have to try if you're still not moving on from someone. I'm grateful it was you that was awful rather than someone else, because now you're the fuck out of my life and I don't care to know you. I'm grateful you're not someone I'd wish to know, and the fact I don't have to, or a different person/example. I'm grateful it was you that I got to have those memories with and learn those lessons from. I'm grateful I was born to meet you, and that even though I lost you in my life, I am grateful that I knew you. IDK, finding ways to accept things is better than resisting reality. Story 6. If you can't cook for yourself, you are a helpless fucking baby who deserves all of the financial hardship incurred by spending $50 a day on food, while every competent adult can easily get by on less than a fifth of that. Nothing turns me into a Randite faster than people bitching about grocery costs on this site, when it turns out that they're actually bitching about restaurant costs and especially food delivery. You are not an oppressed proletariat. You are a fucking child who cannot exist without a private burrito taxi. Fuck you. Story 7. Being a counselor, I'm hugely compassionate about other mental health care workers and everything they go through, but I'm the first that will say that most people are not cut out for this line of work. Being compassionate is a foundational part of MHC, but it's simply not enough. You need to understand policies, boundaries, and how malpractice works. Plus, most of your clients will be manipulative and/or deeply traumatized, which can wear you down if you don't have strong boundaries. Being burned out is the one thing that will harm both you and your clients, but it happens super easily if you aren't vigilant. On paper, these may not sound like a big deal, but you get put to the test when you're worn out. Mental health care is rewarding, but it's a bad fit for most. Story 8. That a university education doesn't mean Jack Saint. You could get a higher education, but if there are no jobs for what you are studying, it's a waste of time and money. Like if 20 people study to be some weird professional-sounding master in music, but only one job might exist. False hopes. Similar if you are some cocky person who thinks they are a high flyer for having some degree, who thinks their stee doesn't stick because of their education. I'd guarantee you'd be the first to go when staff need laying off. You need to be a hard worker and get along with everyone, not be some ego tripper because you had rich parents that sent you through some university or whatever. Story 9. People have a lot of control over how good-looking they are, and most good-looking adults deserve credit, not hatred. I'm not talking about celebrities that can afford trainers and surgery or people with rare genetic conditions like Elephant Man, just the average everyday person. If you are truly average, then it is completely up to you if you want to look above average or below average. You don't need to look like a movie star or a pro athlete to be good looking. The difference between having love handles and not having love handles is attainable for any average adult. The difference between skinny fat and slightly toned is very attainable and very noticeable. You don't need to be able to afford all the fanciest name brands you see on Instagram. Anyone can find clothes that fit properly and suit their body type. Anyone can take the time to express themselves a little bit with their appearance and put a bit of their personality on display. You just have to actually do it. You don't need surgery and fillers and all that stuff celebrities are doing these days. Any average adult can take good care of their skin, teeth, and hair. Sunscreen isn't that expensive. Just put it on when you go outside. Again, I'm not talking about weird Hollywood standards here or anything. Just everyday looks for the average person. Most good-looking people you see day to day are really just average people with good habits. Story 10. Trying to help can be a selfish act. Lots of people are so conditioned to be people pleasers that they constantly try to do people favors in order to feel like they're safe or valued in a dynamic. Unfortunately, this often involves surprising people with favors they didn't ask for, nor did they obtain consent to involve themselves in those aspects of their lives. Not only does this require the helper to guess at all the needs and factors involved, but it also doubles the labor for the person they helped. Now, not only does the helped person have to manage their friend's emotions or pretend to be helped by their efforts, but now they also have to undo whatever's been done and redo it to actually fit their needs. So what counts as actually helping someone? It's rarely a surprise. You've taken care to explicitly understand what they need, and it fundamentally isn't about making yourself feel good about yourself. Story 11. If you want to quit smoking, quit smoking. Oh yeah, it's that easy. I didn't say it was easy, but to quit smoking, you actually have to quit smoking. Stop putzing around with excuses and figure your shit out. If you can quit cold turkey, great. If you need the patch gum, get it. If you switch to vaping to quit, make the switch and quit that shit later too. If you need to be prescribed Chantix, get that RX. Either quit or admit you don't actually want to quit. I grew up in a smoker home, started smoking in my teens, and quit in my mid-20s. When Nike says, just do it, it is the only way. Story 12. Telling people to stop talking over people. Like once or twice is fine, but people who never give others the chance to speak piss me off. In college, was in a group full of guys, including myself and one girl. There was this one guy who was kind of known to be misogynistic, and he wouldn't let her speak. So I was like, I think she wants to say something, and we became best friends after that. Story 13. You are the problem. You are in control of your life. The second you stop blaming others for whatever is going on, the sooner you'll realize life is exactly what you make it, and you choose how you feel and react about things. There are people all over the world in terrible circumstances with health conditions, etc., that suffer but live happily and live fulfilling lives. If you are unhappy or don't like something in your life, it's only ever going to be on you to fix or improve it. Yes, your boss sucks. Your wife is starting arguments. Your parents were mean to you. Some unfair thing happened. Your friend backstabbed you. You got some health issue, whatever it is. That's life. Life will never be fair. If there's a problem in your life or something you don't like, make a change. Stop complaining. The amount of people who complain about their lives and situations they choose to live in every day is outstanding. Sure. Complain until the day you die and find something wrong with everything and everyone. The only person who will suffer for it is you. Everyone suffers, even the ones you're jealous of or think have great lives. Life is chaotic, messy, and there will always be never problems. You can just accept that and have a positive attitude each day, or you can live your life as a victim where everyone is doing things against you that you have no control over. Story 14. Life is suffering. Your one and only job is to carve out joy for yourself and others. The rest is meaningless, and that's okay. Get comfortable being uncomfortable so you can make more magic happen in between. It's always felt like the apocalypse because we as a species unfortunately can cognitively understand that we will one day die, long before it's close. Every human has had the same experience there, and none of us matter. So find joy, spread happiness, and do what you can to enjoy yourself. Story 15. Don't expect life to turn out like it does in movies or books. Fiction exists to comfort us precisely because things don't turn out well in real life. In real life, many of us never fully heal from trauma or disease. Most of us never become beautiful or universally loved. Evil people don't have a change of heart. Murders go unsolved. Missing people are never found. Many people never find the right partner. We don't get back the things we lost, and you and that person you can't stop thinking about are never ever getting back together. Story 16. You need to kosher your zucchini before you roast or grill it. No one likes soggy squash. Sprinkle a thin layer of large grain salt across the exposed flesh of the zucchini, and it will draw out some of the bitter moisture within. Wipe that shit off after at least 10-12 minutes, and the vegetable will have a much preferable consistency and flavor than if you hadn't. Story 17. A lot of people get off their high horses and realize that sometimes friendships are worth trying to salvage through hardship. Stop just cutting people off for breathing wrong one day. It's wild. And hard blocking with zero conversation is just absolutely cruel and rude. You never know if you giving someone closure and telling them why you don't want to be friends anymore will actually benefit them or not. But sometimes they really do take the info to heart and try to change because that might have been their wake-up call. Story 18. Most of the things that you personally care about the majority of people you meet give zero shits about. People act interested to be polite. What people do tend to care about is enthusiasm. They'll want to share in your excitement for milestone-type things, but don't try to direct every conversation to your personal interests and then drone on about details only you care about. Conversations are about give and take. Don't only give what no one else wants. Story 19. An art advisor. The leisure class is a thing of the past. Today's wealthy people are busy. Want a museum-worthy art collection but don't know where to start? Or do you want to buy an ultra-rare Warhol or Picasso, but don't want to deal with auction houses or art dealers? Your art advisor will pick the best paintings and take care of shipping, insurance, and installation for you. Story 20. You can't help people who doesn't want it. You can support them, but they are the ones who have to do the work. Also, don't try to fix someone broken. You will end up broken yourself. Sometimes you gotta let people be their own downfall, even if it hurts. You aren't responsible for other people's happiness or mood, and they aren't responsible for yours either. Social skills, charm, and looks does get you further in life more than most realize. An example, they don't always hire the most classy person, but the person they like the most. Money does bring happiness. It's not the only solution, but the freedom and security of not having to worry about making ends meet, affording the bills, food, and enough to save and even treat yourself. That is pretty close. Story 21. Don't censor your ideas. A lot of social media platforms are nothing but pushing ads, engagement, and data mining. They don't care about your voice, your opinion, mental health, or the consequences if any scale. All chaos and bitterness is brought to you via algorithms that benefit some leaders, dictators, corporate, or brand. Talking away control from users, removing transparency, dislike counter, biases, and constant invasion of your peace of mind are few traits. Reddit mods can suck my dick anytime, bitches. Story 22. No one cares that you own someone, both IRL and especially on the internet. No one gets that email back and cries because they lost. No one sees that Facebook post and realizes they were wrong. No one hears a snappy comeback in an argument and crumples like in some Chinese drama. You are wasting your time and getting angry for no reason. Let them win. Move on, have some ice cream, play some video games, and forget it. Story 23. Many people here are not smart with money. Paying your bills on time and spending the leftover in whatever you want is not smart while making minimum payments on your debts or saving for big valuable purchases like a home. Then the people saying that people should listen to their financial advisors and invest money on the stocks instead of paying debts down are dumb. Like telling a drowning man that he should just catch a flight. Story 24. I've eaten down votes on this before, but you are the solution to your problem. It's you. It's not some politician in Washington. It's not when your great uncle dies and leaves you some money. It's not when some policy or program gets voted on. You are the answer. You are the solution. If you're not making enough money, then you need to figure out how to make more. No one is going to magically give you a new job. Maybe you take a second or third job temporarily. Maybe you figure out how to go back to school. Maybe you look around at your current job and figure out how to get promoted or take on OT or any number of other things. If your relationships suck, that's on you, not them. Figure out how to make them work. Walk away from them. Work on your communication skills, etc. Don't just sit on your butt and hope that the other person will magically change. The best person to fix whatever situation you're in right now is you. Sitting around waiting for someone else to come fix your life is a fool's task. Story 25. This is what I do to stay fit. I focus mainly on diet rather than workout. Morning. Early morning on empty stomach, I'll have a glass of hot water with honey. For breakfast, I'll generally have a fruit. It can be a banana, apple, papaya. It varies according to the availability. If there's no fruit in my home, I'll have 2 doses or 2 adlis. 1 glass of milk is compulsory for me. Secret. The trick is that you have to close your mouth while chewing the food, and you have to chew minimum 24 times. It's not only about count, it's about focusing on food when you eat. Our parents often tell us to eat food slowly and not swallow it faster, and also they'll tell not to watch TV or use phone while eating because our focus will not there on food. When you focus and chew, you'll be able to eat only for the capacity of your stomach. Lunch. I'll drink 1 liter of water from morning to lunch. For lunch, I eat whatever I want, but by focusing and chewing properly. I generally take rice in afternoon. I'll drink another 1 liter of water from lunch to evening. I'll have something for every 4 hours. I'm having my breakfast at 8 a.m., my lunch by 12 p.m. I'll take a break at 4 p.m. I'll finish my dinner by 8 p.m. So for break, if I'm taking any tea or coffee, I'll have it without any sugar. Yep, I never take sugar. You can say I'm following no sugar diet. Dinner. Theirs is no particular food items I follow. Whatever is there in my home, I'll eat. It can be any tiffin variety. The trick again is focus and chew, and a glass of milk for sure. Walk, dance, and sport. I walk at least 2 kms a day, brisk walk. You don't need to hit the gym. You can do brisk walks or dance to keep our muscles intact. I've seen my friends playing badminton. Some workout is necessary to keep our body active. Just half an hour or 1 hour of any activity is needed. This is my routine, and this has reduced my weight by 11 kgs, and I'm more healthy and fit now. Story 26. Life is short, so stop waiting for the perfect moment. It's never coming. Embrace the chaos, make mistakes, and learn from them. Oh, and floss daily. Your future self will thank you. Also, never trust a fart. It's a gamble you'll likely lose. And finally, if you're not happy, change something. Life's too short to settle for mediocrity. Now go out there and make some memories worth telling. Story 27. Stop waiting for the perfect moment to do something. You're just wasting time. Most of the time, good enough is all you need to start making progress. Perfection is a myth, and procrastination is its best friend. So get up, start now, and figure it out along the way. Story 28. You have to do it yourself. No one is responsible for making you happy, and it is possible to live an entire life unhappy without anyone intervening. It is up to you to take action, get help, talk to someone, read self-help books, ask for therapy, etc. Whatever it is, you have to do it, and you have to take responsibility for your happiness. No one else is responsible. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, like it. Be sure to write comments and share your stories.